Hello and welcome back. Today on Motor Minutes we are taking a break from American muscle and heading over to Europe. We are looking at a car that became pretty much a legend, at least in my home country and in Czechia. This is the Škoda 1000 MB. It was Škoda's first truly mass-produced car developed after World War II, and it was a big deal at the time. The MB stands for Mladá Boleslav, the town where the factory was located, and the 1000 refers to the engine's displacement. It basically had a 1-liter engine. Skoda, or as it was called during the communist era, AZNP, built a completely new modern factory just for this car. Technically, the car was pretty advanced too. It had a unibody construction and independent front and rear suspension. Up front it used wishbones with coil springs and an anti-roll bar. In the back it had a swing axle setup with trailing arms. The engine was mounted in the rear, transversely, and it drove the rear wheels. This basic layout would stick with Skoda till 1987. If you are enjoying the video so far, don't forget to like, subscribe and drop a comment. Now let's keep going. The engine itself, a 4-cylinder 4-stroke petrol engine with overhead valve and liquid cooling, was completely new too. And one interesting thing about the engine was the engine block, which was made from pressure cast aluminium, which was first for a mass-produced engine. The cylinder head itself was cast from iron, and the engine in its base configuration used a single carburetor to feed the engine. The initial engines had a displacement of 998 cc's, about 60.9 cubic inches, and produced around 41 horsepower. In 1966, after some tweaking, the power went up to 47 horsepower, and Skoda continuously upgraded this engine. Because of the lightweight aluminum engine and clever design, the 1000 MB weighed just 755 kilograms in its base trim. That's only 120 kilograms more than a Mini Cooper from the era. Top speed was around 120 kilometers per hour. That's not fast by today's standards, but was perfectly okay for the era. And in terms of size, the car was 4.17 meters long, that's 13 feet 8 inches, 1.6 meters wide, that's 4 feet 4 inches, and around 1.4 meters tall, that's 4 feet 7 inches. It was pretty compact, but despite that it could comfortably seat 4 people and even had a decent cargo space in the front since the engine was in the back. The car also had some interesting features for a compact car from the 1960s, especially for a car from the Eastern Bloc. Among these features, notable are the front seats, which could fully recline and create a flat sleeping area, a heater which was standard and which was really useful for Russian winters, and it even featured a padded dashboard which added a bit of safety and a more refined look. The styling of the car looked clean and modern for its time. In my opinion, it also looks good, but looks are subjective. The design team also incorporated interesting design elements to the exterior of the car. For example, the location of the fuel cap, which was hidden in the front right fender tucked behind the Skoda badge. And customers could choose from 2 main body styles, the 4-door sedan version, which made up most of the production, and a rare 2-door sedan. Only about 2,500 2-door cars were built out of the total production run of 440,000 cars between 64 and 69, and more than half of the cars were exported. The 1000 MB even reached markets outside of the communist bloc, and the car was sold, for example, in the UK, in Australia, in France, in Germany. And at-home buyers could officially choose from 4 trim levels and 6 colors. I say choose in quotation marks because during the communist era you often didn't really get to pick what you take home from the lot, and you also needed to wait for a long time for a car, around 3 years. But you needed to wait 3 years if you could pay for the car, which was also a big problem. As an example, the 1000 MB in the UK cost around £579. It was about £80 cheaper than a Mini, and the average pay was around £100, so it was a really affordable car. On the contrary, in communist Czechoslovakia, the car cost between 44 to 46,000 Czech crowns, and the average salary was around 1,400 Czech crowns. So first of all, you needed to save up for the car, then wait 3 years to get the car. I think, yeah, for communism. But the car was a success. It was a huge success for Skoda, and they decided to create a successor. This was the Škoda 100, which reached the market in '69. Sadly, this car was obsolete on arrival, and I plan to do a future Motor Minutes episode about this vehicle too. But I think this is all for the 1000 MB. Thank you for watching, and I hope you are doing great and have a nice day. See you again.